Indiana's only statewide TV news network. This is Breaking News.
And we begin right now with breaking news here at 5 o'clock. 2 Indianapolis police officers have been indicted for shooting a man outside his grandmother's house on New Year's Eve. We first told you about this afternoon with an alert from our Wish TV app. ITMate senior investigative reporter Richard Essex has been following this case for months.
A Marion County grand jury returned 7 counts against IMPD officer Carl Chandler and Alexander Gregory. A third officer that was there that day was not named in the indictment. Marion County prosecutor Ryan Mears says he used the grand jury as a voice for the community.
And ultimately that question comes down to, was that force reasonable or not under the circumstances?
On the morning of New Year's Eve, officers Gregory and Chandler attempted to wake up 24-year-old Anthony Macklin, who was sleeping in a rental car parked in his grandmother's driveway. His grandmother didn't recognize the car, and she called police. The charges stem from what happened in the seconds after the officers Gregory and Chandler approached the car.
He's got a gun right on his lap. He's got a gun right on his lap.
In the hours after the shooting, IMPD claimed that Macklin moved his arms towards the officers. From the video provided by IMPD, there are 3 different angles of the shooting. Officer Chandler is standing to the left of Officer Gregory. One of them tapped on the window, and they both started to yell.
All right, let's go ahead and wake him up. I'm going to stand right here. Chandler, if he draws on that gun or does anything, yell. Yeah. Police department! Police! Hands!
Once the shooting stopped, all 3 officers tended to Macklin's injuries. The third officer, who stood behind the rental car, is not named in this indictment.
I think one of the nice things about a grand jury is evidence is actually presented, and grand jurors and people from the community are kind of voting up or down someone's conduct to determine whether or not charges are appropriate.
IMPD Chief of Police Randall Taylor placed both officers on administrative leave and will review the internal affairs investigation. Macklin's family announced earlier this year they plan to sue the mayor, chief of police, and the officers involved.
As soon as I heard anything, I immediately wake up and just look to my right and left, and immediately was getting shot at. And from there, I had the order to get out of the car.
In Indianapolis, Richard Essex, Wish TV, ITMate.
Well, the attorney for the 2 officers just released a statement saying this attempt by the Marion County prosecutor to criminalize officers' actions taken in the performance of their duties while protecting themselves and the public represents an alarming trend of targeting police officers. The men and women of law enforcement are not only legitimately in fear of their personal safety in an increasingly violent community, but are too often also being placed in legal jeopardy for simply trying to do their jobs.